If you take a look on your layers panel, the inside layer has the graphic on this, and you can hide this or place it in there. But I'm going to put a ruler guide in here, so I'm going to unlock the ruler guides with the segment there. The ruler guides are located in the rulers, so if you do not have the rulers open, you want to make sure they're open. And I'm just going to drag one and put it right down the midpoint of his logo right here, because this is a symmetrical logo, so I'm going to try to illustrate just part of it and place the other side on the opposite corner here. So again, you could use the pen tool to create this outside edge and flip it. You could also use the pen tool to make it on the inside and make it a shape, and then flip that and make it into a path. So it gets a little tricky, but I'll do both ways just so you can see it. Here's the pen tool, and I'm going to click on the foreground, background. I'm going to take the fill off and just kind of anticipate what he had in mind with the drawing, just clicking and dragging these sections here with the shift key held down to get some of the curvature, like this, and come down right on this ruler guide to make that shape. And then click on V for the tool that'll click the keystroke for the selection tool, and click off. But while it's up there, I'm just going to go to the stroke and make it a little bit thicker, and that gives me this top piece. So here I'm just going to make a copy flipped over the top of it. On the 6th tool down, take number 7th, get the reflect tool, and right on this ruler guide or right on the tip of this point, whichever, I'm going to just hold the option and click, and you'll see this reflect window come open, and I can go horizontal or vertical. I'm going to click horizontal. Vertical puts it to the left. I want the reflection down below, and I'm going to click on copy, and now I have that identical piece up at the top down on the bottom. I'm just going to lock the guides. This is just so I don't inadvertently highlight them. I think I might have placed it on there. But just select the both of them, and you can go to Object Path, and you can join them or hit Command J, and it becomes a space. Now, the only trouble is I did have the ruler guide highlighted, so I want to make sure I select these two, or lock the guides. And then here's the Command J for joining, and just flipping the color so you can see that it is a color there. But I can also go in and just put in a blue shape, and keep the stroke. Just click in here and use the roller mouse to do the out pieces. And under stroke, I can also go in and make this so that it goes on the inside, outside, or right down the middle of the selection of the stroke. So that's the part there. Same thing on the side right here. I could again use the pen tool. I'm going to do it another way too in a second. So I'm just going to click, try to find the outside edge, maybe with the shift key held down. Click here, click up here, and I'm assuming he wants this straight across. So here's a shift key. Here's this point. So here I'm just dragging this corner right like that, like so. Now with the stroke, I'm just going to turn it down a little bit so it's not so thick, but it really doesn't matter. I can take the reflect tool again, and you hold the option key. It sets it as a parameter where it's going to be flipping from. So I click right there. I can even click on the point, but that'll give me that section. And here it is, copy. And I just take the selection tool and shift key to select both of these, just moving it to show it to you. And then just go to Object, Path, and Join. And now this becomes one shape, like so. And I can click X to get a different color in there and create that piece like that. So that gives me the initial part. That's one way to do it, just using the pen tool to outline the shape. That's what you want to give it a try. The other one, I'll just try like going down the middle of it and curving this part here. See if I can end up like that. So that's another way to try to start right down the middle of this piece, and using the stroke, making it a thick stroke, like so. That way I'm guaranteed that it's equal distances on either side of the center point. And on this part, I'm just going to go to Object Path and do what they call an outline stroke. And now it has points on all sides around this direction. So with these 2 points highlighted, there's a widget, curvature widget, that I can illustrate and just bump over that direction. So that makes it just a little bit easier to draw. And then select this, do again with the reflect tool. And you can see these 2 parts. Now the only trouble is you want to make sure that these 2 points are equal distances across. So there you go. So now when I do the reflect, again, hold the Option key down and click. There's a copy. And that puts me right on top of it there. And that'll give you that piece. Again, you just have to be pretty accurate with where you click on the path to copy it so it'll be connected to it. Just bump that down. And here you're using the Pathfinder to combine it as one piece. So it's just a little bit of a different way to kind of get a similar process to it. Here's this piece here. So once you have it situated, you can take it, you can use any fills or shapes, coloring. So when you think of the gradient tool or the swatches panel, down at the bottom it had the gradients that we talked about a little bit last time. And you can see it's going to give you all of these different arrangements of color, and you can toggle through the library depending on the color choice you'd like. Just experiment. Kind of go through that highlighting section, and once you have it, there's a gradient tool that we'll get into, but it allows you to click and drag and change some of the tones on this gradient. And you can click on this to add color and change coloring, all kinds of things that you can do with it. So this one I'll just lower down a little bit. Give you that piece. It gives you all kinds of options that you can try. So just kind of alternating the color choices back and forth, and then just go into the layers and hide these 2 pieces. And you guys hit the Tab key to break it apart, and now you have that logo. Command-Shift-4 is going to give you the keystroke to get the logo locked in there.